very bad situation that we've put ourselves in, because we can't say, well, I for myself won't say I will look at the president and say he will stop it. No, like I think my colleague has said, it starts with you as an individual. Are you accepting it? Are you allowing it? Are you going to stop it? So we need to look at all those things, because it's very important for us to understand what corruption is, what it does to us, and how best we can actually manage it. So we need to come together as Zambians and give each other ideas on how to stop it. I'll give an example of the police, because I think they're the highest, amongst the highest people that actually, you know, they help corruption actually increase. You see, when you're given a certain position, especially for a policeman, you are there to protect. So it is very important that you protect and not get, and not allow certain things to happen. Because what happens is, as a policeman, you come in and then you're allowing such matters to happen. Where is the security? Because your aim as being a policeman is to secure, to make sure everything is running correctly, to make sure the system is correctly done. So if it's starting from you, the policeman, then you can only imagine us, the youths. You can only imagine every other individual.
Now, Chief Sokontwe of Ushi-speaking people in Milenge district has appealed to the UPND government to consider constructing Kapalala Bridge, which connects Milenge to Ndola. Speaking when Vice President Mtalena Lumango paid a courtesy call on him, His Royal Highness says the government should construct a bridge at Kapalala, which connects Milenge district to Ndola, which is only 120 kilometers, and says once that is done, it will open up business opportunities to both sides. The traditional leader adds the district has no good roads, network system is also ZESCO power in some parts, and wants the government to increase FISIP beneficiaries in the district, as there are currently over 4,000, which is against their desire of at least 10,000. Meanwhile, Vice President Mtalena Lumango says government will ensure that it works on such things, that it will be done in phases, while emphasizing that the removal of subsidies on fuel is meant to benefit everyone. Mrs. Nalumango has also called on traditional leaders to work on the current government,
Chief Sokonto of the Ushi-speaking people in Milenge district has called on the New Dawn government to construct a bridge at Kampalala that will connect Milenge to Ndola, improve the road network system to increase the number of beneficiaries on the FISIP program, which more than 4,000 people in Milenge district are benefiting from it, but would want the number to be increased to more than 10,000 people.
Ubukabira kweso ngabikara cyane ngaba nditeko uri pama kanomba kuti mwatupera ko 20,000 kantu bafama mu Milenge so abase 80,375 namba ngamwatupera 4,600 ichi niko kalorero twalaga na kumbare atoma kuri.
And Vice President WK Mtalena Lumango, who paid a courtesy call on Chief Sokontwe, said the New Dawn government will work on a number of things, but that it will be conducting those developmental projects in phases.
Temna tekimiro ndole pante ngole bamusebo ubu buteka buleba turefa ukutagombera ko tafya musebo ilo twakula matange sukuti bankana. It's in our plan.
She also said that the removal of subsidy from fuel is meant to benefit everyone.
Panto abantu balepita mwati moneni balunda nemitengo balunda mafuta tatulundile kana vesa mafuta tupokere fie shiriempia bale bika pali bale batita mafuta subsidy for every liter ubuteko bwalevika po empia nombera tulevika ompia pali bali abalensha n'abantu ampani mukipatala tamuli muti so chinshi tuinga salapo okutwalirira okwafu abawina kale nangu umuti weko mu hospital.
Helen Chisha reporting for Muvi TV News in Milenge District.
Government says it is set to undertake the 60th National Census, which will run between 18th August to 14th September 2022. The 60th National Census was initially scheduled to take place in 2020. According to the Secretary to the Treasury, Felix Nkulukusa, the upcoming census will adopt the use of an electronic questionnaire on computer tablets, which is aimed at cost effectiveness in the collection and processing of data.
Government is set to undertake the 6th National Census between 18th August 2022 to 14th September 2022. The 6th National Census was initially scheduled to take place in 2020 but was postponed to November 2021. However, it could not take place due to challenges in funding. The designation of census dates will now enable the Zambia Statistics Agency, ZAMSTATS, to intensify preparations as it is mandated to conduct the census of population and housing every 10 years as per Statistics Act No. 13 of 2018. According to Secretary to the Treasury, Felix Nkulukusa, the upcoming census will adopt computer-assisted personal interview techniques. This will involve gathering information with the use of an electronic questionnaire on computer tablets, which is aimed at completely departing from paper-based questionnaires and also meant to introduce cost-effectiveness in the collection and processing of data. Zambia held its last national census in 2010. Virginia Chilongo, Muvi TV News, Lusaka.
You're watching the primetime news on Muvi Television. For now, we'll go for a break. Stay tuned.
Sometimes you just know that something ain't going good. You say to yourself, this ain't working for me.
Like when you don't got it?
Yeah, man, I mean, being smart means knowing when to stop. Know your limits.
So like knowing when to stop? Yeah, makes sense.
If it's not fun, choose to stop.
This advertisement is brought to you by Bet Power.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob? Bob? Bob! Bob!
Over here!
Where?
Over here!
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Flip subscription, and order shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
Welcome to the National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA. We are a management development institute under the Office of the Republican President of Zambia. We are the heartbeat of Zambian governance. Our core business is to train policymakers in business studies, management studies and legal studies on diploma, bachelor's and master's level. We groom intellectuals with management etiquette and global leadership skills. With more than 50 years of training, we pride in churning out industry-ready graduates that become global. You too can join our NIPA community today. We are in Lusaka, Livingston and Ndola. Enroll with us and study on part-time, full-time, distance learning and e-learning as approved by the BOS. Simply visit our website on www.nipa.ac.zm. Call the NIPA marketing team on 0950-000991. Or you can find us on facebook.com/mynipa. NIPA, excellence, probity.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. Solwezi Town Clerk Engineer Bonwa Luanga has questioned why marketeers in the district have opted to trade in the streets despite having stands in established trading places. Engineer Luanga says it is sad that the local authority has modern marketplaces but marketeers only want to trade in the streets. He says the local authority will engage other stakeholders how they can encourage members to trade in markets.
What we know is that most of those people, they actually have stands in the market. If you go to the main market, you find a number of stands are empty. Even in some of those that are still selling there, they would send maybe a nephew, a niece, an aunt to go and eat. So we'll also be maybe engaging some other stakeholders for us to see how we can encourage our people to be trading in the market, as opposed to trading on the street. But it also takes for those of us who are buying from them, because we are the market. If we don't buy from them, we are able to go into the market. They will be forced to go into the market. So it's a multi-dimensional problem that we have to address, both the sellers and the buyers.
Well, the Center for Environment Justice and CEJ has welcomed the new Dawn government's decision to suspend the issuance of timber export permits. And the CEJ Head of Research and Studies, Freeman Mubanga, says the move will help control the extraction of the depleting natural resource. And he says it is high time Zambia takes forest accountability seriously to conserve and utilize timber sustainability. Mr. Mwanga says the disparity between timber exports and revenue is huge, adding that Zambia has been exporting metric tons of timber, of which as resulting revenues are highly questionable. CEJ has also urged government to take forest stock audits as a matter of national interest going forward. He highlights data available on forest utilization has been incomplete, with figures missing for some years. He says there is no clear distinction between indigenous timber and plantation timber. The organization adds comparing figures for actual production with harvesting licenses has further revealed large gaps, and he stressed that if AO has estimated the production figure of 500,000 per year, which is much higher than locally available figures. He says his organization believes that now is the time for government to take a compromise step on the conservation of the natural resource. Mr. Manga states the government decision is timely because of the current rate at which Zambia is losing out its natural resources, particularly the vulnerable forest resources. He adds the substantial forest losses mainly attributed to charcoal production, clearing of large areas for farming. The illegal logging have taken a huge toll on Zambia's timber trading potential on both local and international market.
Therefore, the Center for Environment Justice is really in support with this decision, and we hope that moving forward, government will ensure that audit for stocks in terms of natural resources is taken seriously. If you look at the statistics that we've had since the time when stock audits were made for natural resources, especially forest-based products, we are seriously lagging behind. There are huge gaps when you look at the statistics that we have. In fact, currently, there are no clear statistics that you can use to identify with close exactness on how we are doing as a nation with the stock that we have in terms of timber and what we are exporting.
Some farmers in Kasama district have opted to keep the late maturity maize seed variety supplied under the Farmer Input Support program FISIP due to the prolonged dry spell experienced in December last year. Speaking during the monitoring the utilization of inputs under the program, Kasama District Agricultural Coordinator Boniface Mwalongo observed some farmers have decided to keep the late maturity maize seed by planting early and medium maturity varieties to cope with the rainy season. Mr. Mwalongo says most fields have recovered from the shocks of the dry spell as farmers have reacted positively to secure better yields. The DACO has further called on farmers who have not yet received their top dressing fertilizer to exercise patience as they wait for Nelia investment to supply the remaining fertilizer. And Kasama District Senior Agricultural Officer Aaron Mutale has reviewed that all the 47 camps in the district have recorded the outbreak of the fall army worms. Mr. Mutale has encouraged the farmers to take mechanical control measures such as the application of soil and ashes to secure their crops. Meanwhile, Mwasha Camp Agricultural Community KCAC Chairperson Oswald Mumbi has commended government, saying that most inputs were distributed on time. Mr. Mumbi says this created enough time for farmers to replant after experiencing a prolonged dry spell.
It has a good rainfall record, but the dry spell experienced in some parts of the country this farming season did not spare the province. And in Kasama district, some farmers have decided to keep the late maturity maize seed variety supplied under the Farmer Input Support Program. Speaking during the monitoring of the utilization of inputs under FISIP, Kasama District Agriculture Coordinator Boniface Mwalongo has observed that some farmers have reacted to the dry spell by planting early maturing maize seed rather than the late maturity seed supplied under the program.
Some farmers also took the initiative of not planting the long maturing varieties. And those which got their FISIP, they set them aside to plant next season, and they in fact bought medium machine varieties which they planted. So we're seeing farmers reacting differently to the dry spell. And also what we have seen that some farmers they are still planting, but they opted to plant early maturing varieties.
And Kasama District Senior Agricultural Officer Aaron Mutale has encouraged farmers to take mechanical control measures against the fall armyworms that have been reported in all the 48 camps of the district.
Again, we have the outbreak of the fall armyworms, which are just, I think, in the entire district. And the farmers are being advised to buy their own chemicals, also to use what is available, like tetrafloxacin jelly, which is working very well. And others are crushing. And others are using the soil to kill them off.
If you have a number of participants mufundo mu kupa kwa November, twalisenda fyo bwino takwaino wafe twalisenda fyonse.
Varieties ya mbuto twapokere kwali ama leti na maeli filafine, so abalepo kama leti maturity kwali bokushupi kwa kwemi byalile, so kule bokushita feyami.
Kasama district has 22,721 beneficiary farmers under the Farmer Input Support Program. Out of 56,858 farmers registered. And it's the hope of farmers that the number of beneficiary farmers under FISIP is increased. I'm Matthew Nyurenda reporting for NICE in Kasama, Northern Province.
The Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has challenged members of staff in Southern Province to increase production and productivity in the fisheries and livestock sectors. Deputy Director, Livestock Development Mwambwilwa Kapemba said commitment and dedication to duty in the provision of specialized and extensional services to farmers by the ministry is key to promote increased production. For details, here is Lawrence Kabutu of NICE in Livingston.
The Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock has challenged members of staff in Southern Province to increase production and productivity in the fisheries and livestock sectors. Deputy Director, Livestock Development Mwambilwa Kabemba said commitment and dedication to duty in the provision of specialized and extensional services to farmers by the ministry is key to promote increased production. Mr. Kabemba was speaking during a 3-day review planning and orientation meeting for district fisheries and livestock coordinators drawn from 12 districts of Southern Province in Livingstone.
The core business of our ministry is
improvement in production and productivity of livestock and fisheries. Our ministry is in the economic diversification and job creation cluster. So meaning therefore that we have a direct input in the economic development of this country.
And Southern Province Fisheries and Livestock Coordinator Martin Stumbeko implored district fisheries and livestock coordinators in the province to heed to the presidential directive of improved service delivery to farmers to enhance production.
To improve leadership, SWATI, the service delivery to the farmer is improved, which will result to the improvement of production.
And speaking on behalf of other participants, Chikankata District Fisheries and Livestock Coordinator Joseph Banda urged other participants to pursue the district integrated plan with local authorities in order to access the Constituency Development Fund.
District Integrated Development Plan. This is where we put in all the projects, office space infrastructure, deep tank infrastructure, livestock service centers, all those are lumped in that.
Reporting, Lawrence Kabutu in Livingston.
All right, we go for another break. Do stay tuned. We have more stories after that.
As COVID-19 cases keep rising, many business entities are affected and their revenue keeps going down. But together, we can fight COVID-19. Rumpi Enterprises provides you and your organization the safety you require in these hard times of the COVID-19 pandemic by using effective disinfectants procedures such as knockdown and residual disinfecting that helps prevent and get rid of COVID-19. We do knockdown and residual disinfecting procedures for homes, offices, hospitals, churches, and many more. Protect yourself and the people around you and get your business running with our powerful trusted disinfectants. Call Rumpi Enterprises on 0955 767835 or 0955 992230 or come to the third floor, room 3, Tazara House, corner of Dedan Kimati and Independence Avenue. Follow us on Facebook, Rumpi Enterprises Limited. Always remember to observe the COVID-19 guidelines. Mask up, sanitize, social distancing, and staying
Has she answered it? Have you decided? Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes! You said yes! Yes! Oh. Yes! She said yes!
Hey, Chawama. Whoa! Congrats, bro!
What? We'll be there. Last Sunday of next month.
Ewan, are you here?
You may give her the ring.
Everyone, say to Filai.
One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Celebrate Life na Kangwe Kesu. Call at 1 way per second to all networks.
For the rest of the news, the Ministry of Education says it has plans to construct a secondary school in Kazungula district to help in increased enrollment. Speaking during an engagement with teachers in Kazungula district, Minister of Education Douglas Siagalima says accessing education in rural areas continues to be a challenge due to long distances. Mr. Siagalima adds construction of a secondary school will help meet some of the needs of the people, while government continues to look for intensified measures to improve the education sector. And Kazungula District Commissioner Elias Siamibila has advised the teachers in the district to be self-motivated.
Education has held an engagement meeting with teachers in Kazungula District. Speaking during the engagement, Minister of Education Douglas Siakalima says government is working towards intensifying conditions of teachers in rural areas.
Which is sitting in rural. Many teachers are running away from rural areas.
But we have stuck around there, and the results are seen. So there's nothing that we can do but to commend you that you continue doing that. Some of your colleagues stopped even teaching. They said it doesn't pay to be a teacher. It pays to be a teacher. And when we were checking, there is a deficit of 45,000 teachers countrywide. 45,000 teachers. And yet, we have teachers roaming the street with the numbers of 55,000. So where is the logic? It means somewhere, somehow we went wrong as a country. On one hand, teachers are in the street. On the other hand, you have a deficit of that magnitude.
Earlier, the minister had paid a courtesy call on the district commissioner who aired out some of the challenges the education sector is facing in the district.
We only have one secondary school here, which is a college. And all the secondary schools that have been, it's just there for convenience. The 9 of them, they've got one at Nyawa, not even a teacher's house. When we started it, it was just about 3 or 4 classes there. But we only thought this school should start because children, they've got nowhere to go. If they go to Livingston, they all get pregnant and come back. Accommodation. Our teachers, Honorable Minister, if you go to Wongwe, it's an ISO. If you go to Monga, it is an ISO, where you've done your degree. And then you go to Momba, you find where you are sleeping. It's just a ramshackle shop. That's where the teacher is. And then in terms of motivation, a teacher cannot be motivated. If we are to attend the education for all, it means the rural child also must be considered. They're doing a lot in terms of there is no electricity, and the schools today they are learning ICT.
Meanwhile, Acting District Education Board Secretary Ferris Mudenda has this appeal.
Teachers in business studies, Zambian languages, and maths and sciences is another challenge that we have. Though most of our teachers have upgraded, most of them are in the social sciences. So we have also tried to share them in the district and remove some of them where they are overstaffed into those schools which do not have teachers. But we are a shortage also of primary teachers because of these which have been upgraded, especially the community schools. Most of them either have 1 or 2 teachers, and some of them do not even have teachers.
The ministry says they have plans to construct a secondary school in the district. Mijelo Mambo, Muvi TV News, Kazungula District.
The Ministry of Education Permanent Secretary in charge of administration, Noriana Muneku, says the ministry has offloaded more computers to school, especially in the rural areas, in an effort to cushion the deficit of computers. Ms. Muneku says the Ministry of Education is working hand in hand with the Rural Electrification Authority, RIA, to ensure that all schools in rural areas are electrified. The Ministry of Education in 2014 made it compulsory for pupils in primary and secondary schools to learn information, communication and technology, ICT, although the move was not fully supported in terms of computers.
On the issue of computers, as I speak right now, we've flooded a lot of schools, especially in the rural areas, with computers and laptops. In fact, as I tried the last week, the complaint that I received was some schools that were given computers, a lot of computers, some don't have electricity, so we are now on top of things, trying to make sure that we wire those schools. We've agreed with what, the Rural Electrification? RIA. RIA is on board with us, trying to ensure that they give priority to all these schools that don't have electricity. But they've given us a challenge that we are the ones who should do the lines, the wiring, and I think we've now decided we'll be on top of things. I think a few days from now we are assembling a team so that we do the procurements and do all that. But as I speak, which we're talking about, maybe it's one of the schools that I've received, but we flooded computers, laptops in all the rural areas because we want to make sure that technology is a thing now, and they all need to learn in the way their counterparts are learning in the urban areas. Thank you so much.
just to again to bring you back to
Chabwino Seventh-day Adventist Church of Garden House Mission District in Lusaka has inducted 120 youths, namely 34 adventurers, 35 pathfinders, 15 ambassadors, and 36 young adults. Speaking at the ceremony, Vice Youth Chairperson Winford Chulu says the aim of the induction ceremony is to introduce new members to the ideals and principles that govern the youth ministry in the church. And Elder in charge Boyd Mfula encouraged the parents to bring the youths to church for them to learn good morals so that they can be good leaders in society.
Chul Winford, the assistant AY leader here at Chabwino SDA Church. Today on the 15th of January 2022, as Chabwino Adventist Youth, we are holding an induction ceremony where we induct or introduce our new members to the policies of the church, the Adventist community, where we also enroll the already members that have been existing in the senior youth movement. In this induction, it comprises of clubs, namely adventurers, pathfinders, ambassadors, young adults, including the Master Guide Club. In these clubs, we learn quite different lessons, which leads us to the second coming of Jesus Christ, and also to learn about the church history, which is the church history of the Adventist Church. These are the clubs that has been shaping our lifestyle in Christianity. It has been showing us the cross of Calvary, where we learn that Jesus Christ is our chief master guide. Indeed, it has been an interesting day, where the ministry managed to induct and enroll 35 pathfinders, 34 adventurers, 36 young adults, and 15 ambassadors.
My name's Messi Chipungu. Our theme for today was Empire to Inspire. It is with great honor and being grateful of this day, I've been inducted at Chabwino SDA Church. We've been taught that we need to do what we've pledged for. We need to be obedient to our parents as pathfinders. We need to be grateful. We need to be praying every day. We need to be trusting in the Lord. We need to keep the pathfinder low. And we need also to be a servant of God.
I'm Elder Mfula at Chabwino SDA Church. I'm the elder in charge of youths. I've been a youth for a long time now. The good that I've seen in this club, one, you follow morals. You become, a good youth. So I'm encouraging the youths. Like today, we are having an induction ceremony. The young ones are being registered. You could see that the way they are performing, meaning even from their homes, they are performing the same. So I'm encouraging parents to let their children come to the youth. They will never go wrong. It's a good club. We had a youth who was preaching. The one before me who is holding the camera is a youth groomed from the same church. So, as parents, we feel good when we see our children grow well and fit well in society. So please, parents, bring your children. It's a good society. You never go wrong. I'm a happy parent. I have my children in the same club. So please, I'm urging the parents, let them come.
We go for our third and final break. Stay tuned.
The
They'll play a high press to force the mistakes.
They'll dominate the aerial ball. They're too tall. We will handle the pressure and smash them on the break.
The number 9 has scored in their last 5 games.
The passing will be quick, decisive, precise. There will be drama in the dying minutes. This match will mean more than 3 points.
They will have the home ground advantage. This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. This is why I bet. Betway.
Fairview University College is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob? Bob? Bob! Bob!
Over here.
Where?
Over here.
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy a birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Click subscription, and order a shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
Livestock and Fisheries and Livestock Minister Makozo Chikote has concluded his visit to Northwestern Province after giving clear guidelines on proper awarding of contracts and implementation of government projects under his ministry. Mr. Chikote has described his visit to Northwestern as fruitful. The minister also called on the ministry staff at district and provincial level to work closely with the provincial administration to enhance effectiveness in the implementation of government programs in the province. He was speaking to Nais in Mushindamo district after concluding his tour. On that note, we end the primetime news. To wrap up, we look at the headlines. Political infights looms in the ruling UPND and those in government. Solwezi Town Clerk Engineer Bonwa Luanga fumes over management's failure to manage street vending. Government announced plans to conduct a national census in August 2022. VIP Mtalena Lumango comforts Milenge residents on the removal of subsidies on fuel. CEJ applauds government over timber export suspension. Ministry of Education to construct a secondary school in Kazungula district in 2022. Well, thank you so much for having joined us for the primetime news. Be sure to watch me, Keith Mwemba, for the main news at 21:15 hours. On behalf of the entire production crew, well, thank you so much. Good evening and God bless.
It's no longer a secret, now everybody knows we have the cheapest clothes in town. CC, our plots are only going at 25,000 kwacha for a 35 by 20 piece of land and Untitled. Pay in installments of 1,000 kwacha per month until you finish. So if you've been looking for where to buy land, look no further. Visit us at Findoka House on the 9th floor in room 9 or call us on 0976-734527 or 0961620881. Visit our Facebook page at Namayo Heritage Property or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Namayo Heritage Property. Come and inherit your heritage. Namayo Heritage Property, your land guru.
At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the cleanest and safest mineral water on the Zambian market. Our mineral water is produced in the cleanest and most hygienic, germ-free environment in Zambia, and that's just a fact. We at Natural Valley take pride in the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water, rich in minerals, to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia.
Amazing, isn't it? The zeal to want to grow, to become better and achieve greatness, to want to learn and expand in your profession. But wait a minute, you need a conducive environment that couches and every lesson with exceptional standard education, an environment that supports your moral growth, one that delivers quality education to groom you and set your potential so high. You need a clear runway with the best facilities to equip you in delivering the best quality health of courtesy. While you're at it, rejuvenate with a variety of sports and associations that build your skills and enhance your development. Because when you come to university, it's people meeting people, learning from others, and at the end of the day, it is working together and building something bigger than ourselves. The good conversations, expressing who we are, and the relationships we establish.